Welcome. Today we are deploying a very simple smart contract to Sepolia, which is Ethereum's testnet. And in the next step, I'm going to port the exact same smart contract to Reef Chain. And basically I want to show you how easy it is to port an existing Solidity smart contract to the Reef ecosystem. And I myself, I'm just a beginner in the blockchain space, and I can do it in a couple of minutes. Just want to guide you through the steps to accomplish this. And in the end, benefit from the Reef ecosystem and its EVM compatibility. So let's get started. As you can see on my screen, I already visited Reef Chain's GitHub. We're gonna use some resources there. So let's just look for that repository, which is called Hardhat Reef Examples, and click on it. So basically what you can find there are some resources to get started on Reef Chain. We have some contracts and scripts, and also a README that is guiding you through some steps to get started with your project. Basically what we are doing today, we are looking at a very simple contract called Flipper. And just gonna show you the contract real quick, so we know what we are dealing with today. That's basically the contract. It's a very simple one called Flipper. We have a Boolean variable called value. We have a constructor and basically two functions. One function called flip, which simply flips the value, and another function called get, which basically returns the value. So that's what we're gonna deploy to Sepolia and also to Reef Chain. So now let's check out Sepolias Resources. I recommend you to go on sepolia.dev, and you're gonna find Sepolia faucet there. You can find a block explorer, and also add to Metamask very conveniently. And we also got some RPC endpoints here. In case Sepolia is not set up for you, I recommend just simply add it to Metamask. Once that is done, you can visit the faucet and basically get some Sepolia ETH. From my side, I already did this, so let's just go on my Metamask. So as you can see, I'm connected to the Sepolia test network, and I also got 1.5 ETH on it. So prepared that already. You're also gonna need the Reef browser extension. So I'm also gonna put all the resources needed for that in the descriptions. Basically, today I'm using my Reef testnet account. Okay, so now that we have our basic setup, we're gonna go to our IDE and start with a empty folder. Just gonna drop that here, add it to the workspace. So the folder is called Sepolia Reef project, and you can see it's empty. Basically we can start changing the directory to it. And the first step we're gonna do is install Hardhat. So we're gonna type npm install save dev Hardhat, and basically install Hardhat in our folder. Good, so that worked out. We see we installed 321 packages, and also we have now this big portion here of node modules and also 2 JSON files. So now let us basically execute Hardhat with npx hardhat, hit enter. Okay, so now Hardhat is asking us what we want to do, and we're gonna select create an empty hardhat.config.js and hit enter. So now as you can see, Hardhat created this hardhat.config.js here, which is basically empty. Alright, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install ethers.js, which is basically the Ethereum library. That's a very long command, so we're just gonna copy paste, basically npm install I'm gonna, share all those commands with you for sure, and hit enter. So now we also got ethers.js library. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new folder called contracts, and another folder called scripts. We first gonna start with the contract, and I prepared that here. So I'm simply gonna copy that contract that I showed you before and paste it to our current project. Gonna have a new file. Gonna say flipper.sol and paste it. Perfect. So we have our Solidity version, and as I told you before, the contract, constructor, and two functions. All right. Now we can proceed with the scripts, and I'm also gonna simply copy paste that from here. That's all the resources you can find on Reef's GitHub as well. And gonna script, right click, new file, gonna say deploy.js and simply paste the deploy script. Gonna save that. As you can see here, very simple. And we're gonna have some logs as well for deploy done, hello world. And gonna also log information about the Flipper contract address and the deploy hash. Now we have the Solidity contract and the deploy script. What we are now still missing is some information in the hardhat.config.js. So let's open that one. And also I prepared that. Simply gonna copy paste from the other resource. You can see here we require that hardhat library. We also have a constant called Sepolia private key. So this is going to be your private key here. And we have basically some information about the version of Solidity and also network specific information, stating the RPC endpoint URL and of course the account we are using. So I'm quickly going to show you how you will get your Sepolia private key. Let's simply go back to our Metamask account, and you see those three dots in the right top corner. So let's click on them and then go to account details. And there you can basically see export private key. Once you click on it, you're going to be asked for your password, and then you can export your private key. You see I exported my private key already. So gonna save that. And now we basically have the three components we need. We have our Flipper contract, we have our deploy script, and also we have our hardhat.config.js file. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now we can compile the contract for the first time and do npx hardhat compile and hit enter. Okay, so now we got a warning here. Let's look at that. Visibility for constructor is ignored. Okay, so yeah, basically let's also, I guess we should not label that constructor public. So let us simply try again, npx hardhat compile. Okay, perfect. So that one doesn't interest me much, but now we got our Solidity file compiled successfully. Very nice. So now we can basically proceed with deploying our smart contract to Sepolia. So let us type npx hardhat run scripts slash, basically the directory deploy js, specify the file and the network, which is in our case Sepolia. So we're gonna check that again, run scripts deploy. Yeah, looking good, so hit enter. Okay, so now we see our contract got deployed successfully. We see our print statements here, deploy done, hello world. We also see our Flipper contract address. We're gonna copy that real quick, and all the additional information we printed out here. So so let's go back to our sepolia.dev and visit the Sepolia block explorer to check out if our contract is actually on Sepolia testnet. So gonna paste the address here, and there we go, found it. And basically now we have some information here. The contract address, we see our ETH balance, also the transaction hash 1 minute ago, and from my account. So that was successful. Very nice. So let's go back to our IDE and continue with deploying the contract to Reef. We don't have to change the folder structure basically. So we called the folder Sepolia Reef project. So we are really using the same folder structure, and simply gonna start with adding Reef Hardhat, which is a specific hardhat just built for Reef. And let's get that one and say yarn add Reef DeFi hardhat Reef and hit enter. So now we successfully installed Reef Hardhat. And the next step, we're gonna add ethers library as well. So we're gonna add yarn add Nomic Labs hard and hit enter. Okay, so that was successful as well. Now we can finally check that again. Yarn add hardhat, hit enter. Okay, so now we set up all the packages and libraries we need to deploy to Reef testnet. And now what's missing is we have to do some slight adjustment in our deploy script. So I also prepared that. Let's just go into those resources that I showed you before, which are on Reef GitHub, and open that to the right. So what we see here is we have a slightly different deploy script. Let's just get the first line, which is that const variable here. Just gonna copy paste. We also see here in line 5 to 9 that we have a slightly different setup. I don't want to go into the code specifics. Let's just copy paste that for now. Yes, so then we have some logs here, just slightly different log message. Gonna copy that as well. And basically, at the end of this deploy script, we have some additional logs to basically work with the contract a little. So the console log would say initial value. So we would get the Flipper's value we have at that moment. Then we would basically flip the value, and at the end print this new value. So that's just a little contract interaction. Let's just copy paste that as well. Nice. So now we're done for the deploy script. So that's gonna be all right. Now we can look at our hardhat config.js we just used for Sepolia. And yeah, let's open the Reef specific hardhat to the right side here. We instantly see we require different libraries, different packages, that's for sure. But also we have at Reef a different architecture. So let's just copy paste that as well and see what we have there. Basically, we also are specifying the Solidity version. We have default network Reef, which is basically this default setup here for the substrate node. And then we specify Reef testnet, so all the Reef testnet specific information. And we also specify Reef mainnet, so we can connect to both mainnet and testnet. We also have our seeds here, so as a disclaimer, please keep your seeds safe for your own safety, for your own security. Don't show them to any third party. We see here this process.environment, so basically you can set this up a lot more nicely, but for this tutorial purpose, just gonna delete that for today. So yeah, that is basically where your seed is going to show the testnet, and this is your account. And so now we are done. That's everything. We don't have to adjust the Solidity smart contract at all. So so now we are ready to deploy to Reef testnet, and we're gonna say yarn hardhat run. Then we're gonna specify the directory, which is scripts deploy.js. We also have to specify the network, just like as for Sepolia, and we're gonna say Reef testnet. Gonna check that again. Looking good, so hit enter. Okay, so that was not successful. I just recognized that I had some copy error here, so let's just make sure you have require Reef DeFi hardhat Reef in your config. So just gonna close that, and open that one again. So we see here we still got this information from the Sepolia network here. Let's just copy that and try again. Okay, perfect. So the deployment was successful. We see all this information that we are printing out here. I'm gonna save the contract address. And also we see what we've been adding, that the initial value was false. Then we flipped the value and we got a new value, which is true. Okay, so now this contract is successfully deployed. We also saved the contract address. So let's simply go to the Reef Explorer and go for the contract. I'm also gonna share that link with you and just paste that contract address here, and we also find our contract on Reefscan testnet. Yeah, basically having the exact same information. We see our contract address. We also see that this contract is not verified yet. So that's what we're going to do in one of the next tutorials. Going to check out how to verify a contract. Also going to do some UI examples. And maybe look into wallet integration. So let's go back to our IDE. Okay, so now we're back on our IDE, and let's just play with the contract, basically interact with it. Gonna copy that flip script over here and add it to our project. You can find the flip script as well on Reef GitHub. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna insert our contract address. Gonna paste that here. And yeah, we are connecting to testnet account. What we're gonna do is, again, we log the current value. We're gonna flip it, and then we are getting the new value. So let's try that interaction. Basically having the same command, but now we are not deploying the deploy.js, we are deploying flip.js and hit enter. Okay, nice. So now we have these logs here. So the current value was true and the new value after flip is false. So also that contract interaction was successful. Okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for your attention. As you can see, I'm here again on Reef DeFi, Hardhat, Reef examples. So you can find all the resources that I've been using today over there. If you need additional information, we are posting how to set up Sepolia, how to set up Reef testnet in the descriptions, and also we are sharing a script from today's session, so you can find all the necessary resources there. And yeah, make sure you're gonna also visit Reef Discord. You can also check out our new faucet for getting Reef for Reef testnet. You can also chat with developers there to get some information if you have any issues or encountering problems. If you have additional questions, please put them in the comments down below. Happy to answer them as always. And yeah, in the next videos, we are going to verify a contract, gonna show you how to do that. And yeah, we're also gonna do a more deep dive on UI examples. So how to use the Reef browser extension, also how to integrate the wallet to your project. And yeah, so stay tuned for more content. Thanks again for watching and have a good day.